Ladies, we do not beg to be liked by anyone. When you don't beg to be liked, when you don't beg to be appreciated and accepted by other people, somehow that makes people dislike you more. And that's okay. A woman who is okay with people not liking her, a woman who knows how to survive on her own, a woman with no friends or very little friends, a person who does not need a lot of outside validation and she's perfectly fine with her own company, she will often be disliked by people who are followers and not leaders. When it comes to being a confident, leveled up, queen mindset woman, you don't want to be the type of woman who has to be a follower. A follower in the sense that you don't feel comfortable on your own. And when you are the kind of woman who can confidently walk into a room and get the attention of other people, a woman who can sit quietly at the restaurant, eat her food and enjoy her own company, look at your phone, watch a funny program, go to the library, go to the cafe, sit in your home and enjoy yourself, somehow that upsets and bother some people. See, there's a certain type of woman who is used to having to beg people for attention. And if she does not get the attention of other people, she feels very uncomfortable and she starts having all these mental and psychological issues within herself. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting the company of someone else, but a person, not just a woman, but a person who absolutely needs that is more so a follower. If you are the kind of woman who does not operate that way, because number one, you understand codependency is not healthy. And a lot of people who dislike you and want to be able to manipulate you are depending on you being codependent. When you are codependent on other people, your whole mood and attitude can change according to how that person treats you. But if you're the kind of woman who has learned how to healthily detach from other people, their thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and you know how to thrive on your own, somehow you will be disliked by other people. I see this often with women who know how to detach and just rock out on their own. They're typically not really sought after by a lot of different men. It's because some men, not all men, but some men, they need women to be very needy sometimes, especially in the beginning. They want you to feel, and this is not just for men, but this is also for some women, they want you to feel like you can't breathe, you can't exist, you can't thrive unless they're around. And women who are more so spiritually minded, women who are morally grounded, women who are confident and know who they are and know what they want, they're not needy for anybody. And that pisses off some people. I just have to say it how it is. Some people get very agitated and dislike you because you're the kind of person that instead of over explaining everything, you simply say, okay. If somebody tells you something or say you did something wrong and you know you didn't do anything wrong, you'll simply say, okay. But see, the needy woman, the woman who is accustomed to having to get other people's attention and approval, she will spend endless hours and wasting her energy trying to justify and explain herself to other people. And when you are the kind of woman who does not operate that way, somehow they'll call you a twitch, they'll act like you're selfish, you're self-absorbed, all these other derogatory names simply because you are not falling for their manipulation and you are not overly codependent. A woman who has no friends. If you're the kind of woman who doesn't have any friends and you're fine with that, while I do believe that, we were built for relationships, we don't have to connect with wolves. We don't have to connect with fake people. I'd rather have one or two solid friends than to waste my time trying to build relationships with a bunch of snakes, a bunch of people who are going to sit around and gossip about me the moment something happens. And when you're the kind of woman who is actually wise and you can peep when somebody is actually trying to play you, manipulate you, when you catch on to the fact that people are talking behind your back, when you catch on to the fact that, this person pretended like they like me in order to tell other people my business. These people like to be around me so I can be their entertainment. When you recognize those kind of things, when you have that heightened discernment, you will also be disliked by the masses. And that's okay. Women who are more self-aware and self-assured and don't necessarily need anybody but like to have people around, you will be disliked, especially by women who are jealous of you and envious of how you operate. They often wish that they could move in a way where they were not so codependent and needy for other people. But unfortunately, in the society we live in, a lot of women are being programmed by some of these stupid, and I just have to say how it is, some of these stupid red pill programs, some of these stupid, male identified programs. And believe me, here at All Things Women, as I said before, we absolutely love men. We respect the masculinity of a man. We respect the femininity of a woman. But in order for you to truly be the type of woman who is in her feminine and wise also, you can't be the kind of woman who is needy and always doing things because somebody else is going to like it. And a woman who is needy and needs the approval of other people, she's always trying to dress better because I know this is what men like. I want to get this kind of job because I know this is what they like. I'm trying to do this because I know that's what they want. But a woman who does the things that she wants to do because she wants to do it, and if somebody else likes it and it's a byproduct, that's wonderful. She is often disliked by those who are always trying to be approved by other people. I'll give you an example. I used to work at a job. I used to work in an office. And this woman, she was bent on impressing our boss. She would always bring up ideas of what we could do to make her day better. Now, I'm not opposed to, doing little things for your coworkers, for your boss and all of that, but I am opposed to kissing someone's backside, which is also another thing that women will do who feel like they need the approval of other people. And when you don't do that, they don't like you. Hence the story I'm about to finish telling you. So this young lady, she wanted to do something for our manager. She wanted to do all this cooking and bringing in dishes and all this other stuff. For me, I cook for my family. Back then, I was cooking for my family on a daily basis. No, I'm not cooking a dish for this person, number one. You talk to her more than I do. I'm not doing all of that. For what? Well, we just want to make her day and show her we appreciate her. And mind you, this person who she wanted to do this for, she was actually very nasty to a lot of the women. And this woman, because she was not a wise woman and she doesn't understand when a lot of women are trying to sister girl and son you, which is exactly what this manager would try to do to some of the female employees. And what I mean by a woman trying to son you, sister girl you, I mean when you have a woman who is always trying to put you in the sidekick position as if she has to remind you that you're not on the same level as her. Yeah, this is the way that manager operated. But I saw all of that. But this woman, she was a little bit naive. And she felt like if I was nice enough to her, she would treat me better instead of letting her go about her business and just focusing on getting her check and going home. She was doing too much in that moment for me. So I told her, no, I'm not going to cook any dishes or anything like that. I'll sign the card. I'll be there when you give her the card, but that's about it. And because of that, after I expressed my, the fact that I wasn't going to go along with this big thing she wanted to do for this lady who didn't like us anyway, suddenly she stopped talking to me. And she was looking at me funny, as if I did something to her. And it's all because I didn't go along with this farce of trying to kiss someone's backside. See, women who are in the queen energy, but also feminine, you have wisdom. You have wisdom from God. And you understand when you have to back away from people. And then when there's a time to kind of butter them up and encourage them. This lady that she was talking about, she did not need encouraging. She needed a character check. She had character flaws. She had a lot of traits about her that made people not like her, which is the reason why she was going through the situation she was going through at the time. But this lady, because she was naive, she didn't have wisdom, she didn't see that. She didn't even realize, without giving too much detail about this situation, she didn't even realize that the manager she was trying to impress was actually trying to get her fired. She was always bad-mouthing her to the GM. See, ladies, this is the reason why I say sometimes women, we are our own worst enemy. And while me personally, I am a girl's girl, but I will tell you this. In the time we live in with women being so much more savage than men, in my opinion, you have to really be careful of who you are attaching yourself to and who you are calling friend. Some women are too quick to call women friend, and they do that without getting to know them first. There are some women who get so threatened and so jealous by other women simply because they can't somehow manipulate you and control you in some way, which is another reason why a lot of women choose to just be by themselves and have no friends. And they're perfectly fine with not being accepted by other people. See, back to codependency. When you're not the kind of woman who is codependent, women who are like that, who are very needy of other people, they're not going to like you. When you're okay telling somebody go kick rocks, you're not going to say that, but your actions will show it. You'll do that before you bend over backwards for somebody who mistreats you. And I'm not saying, because I hear some of my spiritual folks, my discernment is telling me, some of my spiritual folks is like, what about loving your enemy? You can love your enemy, but loving your enemy means that you choose to use self-control. Meaning if you really want to go upside their head or curse them out or say something negative, you're not going to do that. It doesn't mean that you open yourself up to just continuously be mistreated. That means you show restraint on the things that you would do, could do, but won't. That's what that means. It doesn't mean you sit there and let people just mistreat you. And even when you think like that, when you're not able to be spiritually manipulated by people who want you to condone the negative behavior of other people by glazing over it with spirituality, when you can see the scripture, if you're a Christian, for what it is, people are not going to like that. Because somehow in their mind, you're supposed to be this whimsical kind of woman that's just like, la, 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 la. You know, you can hit me, I'm fine with that. You can mistreat me, I'm fine with that. And the moment you're not, when you stand on business and you don't let people disrespect you, you are disliked. And that's okay. So, the original points. When you're a woman who is more so a leader, as in a leader of her life, God is in control the way I see it. But when you're a leader of your life and you don't just follow the pact and you're okay with that, you're not needy for them, you're not needy for their attention, you will be disliked. There are some women who can only like you, who can only call you friend if they can have you at their beck and call. If they can have you so afraid to lose them, so afraid to not be, accepted by the group, no matter how much they mistreat you, they want you to still feel like, I want to belong to them. And when you're the kind of woman that's like, there's more people where that came from, and you just let it go, they don't like you. And then back to, I touched on this point, back to being a woman who doesn't overly explain herself. Because I see a lot of women who are like this also. And I'm not judging, because when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I was an over-explainer also. I would like to always, justify why I said what I said, try to make sure everybody understood exactly what I meant by what I said. If I felt like my tone was a little bit off, I wanted to come in and let them know, I'm not really upset. Just forgive me for being so passionate. I'm sorry. And now at this grand old age I am, in my 30s, I could care less. Now, when I say I could care less, please don't misunderstand. As I've spoken about before, we do care about how people perceive us. That's why we try our best every day to carry ourselves with true class and decorum. But carrying yourself with true class and decorum does not mean sitting back, letting people mistreat you. And it does not mean overlooking manipulation and when people are trying to play in your face. That is not class and decorum. That is stupidity and naivete. And that is not what we do as wise, feminine, truly leveled up women. We are not naive. We can see through the BS. We can see through people's games, their tricks, and their schemes. And when you're that kind of woman, you will be disliked by a lot of women. A lot of women are not going to like you because you already see them for what they are. You see when they're trying to get close to you just so they can somehow try to humiliate you. You see when they're trying to get close to you just to get at somebody else. Or you can see when they're trying to get close to you simply because they want what or who you have. You can see those kind of things. And some women, they try to trick you and manipulate you into believing, oh, if you think that way, then you're not confident. If you think that way, you're not really a girl's girl. No, you're wise. If you think that way, that means you have forward thinking and you don't partake in groupthink. You don't let people play you. And you don't expect the worst to happen. You definitely don't. But you're aware of how people operate, especially other women. And all women are not this way. Thankfully, I am not that way. But unfortunately, myself and many other women have had horrible experiences with other women, which has heightened our discernment, heightened our wisdom, and allowed us to really be able to recognize these toxic behaviors and remove ourselves from them. We don't entertain them. We don't act like we don't see them. We don't pretend not to see. We see it, and either we address it or we just walk away. And in most cases, I encourage you to walk away, because trying to explain yourself to someone who is jealous of you, someone who doesn't truly like you, and they're just constantly playing with you, as you see, some of you younger ladies, if you're in your late teens or your 20s, it might be cute now to keep going back and forth with some of your fake friends, but I promise you, when you get up there in age, when you get into your 30s, 40s, and so on, it'll become very exhausting trying to hold together fake friendships. You'll let go of the aesthetical numbers of saying, I must have this huge girls group, and you're going to thank God for the one or two good women you have in your life and leave it at that and allow God to really bring the real women you need. But friendships, having people around you, being the kind of woman that has this big group, it's not worth being codependent or having people think that you need them, even if it means you tolerate their disrespect and their mishandling of you. And when you're the kind of woman who does not do those kind of things, the moment you wake up and realize, okay, when you talk about being woke, when you really wake up and realize, I don't like how they talk to me. I don't like how they treat me. I don't like how he talks to me. I don't like how he acts when we're around his friends. He acts like we're not together. He treats me like any other girl. I don't like that. I'm worth more than that. When you wake up to those kind of things, there are going to be people that don't like you. And honestly, it's like you're weeding out the riffraff. So be happy when certain people don't like you, because you're literally weeding out the people who are no good for you at that season in your life. All seasons require different types of people. And don't feel bad about it. As you grow as a woman, the people who you identified with and related to when you were in your teens and in your 20s, you might not relate to them when you're in your 30s, 40s, and so on. Your life changes. The way you think changes. And when you think as a grown woman, you have that queen mindset and you value yourself, yeah, you're going to have a lot of women who don't like you, because now you're standing on business and you don't let them get away with the things that they tried to do before. And that's okay. Your tribe will find you. All right. But we're not desperate. We're not needy. And we are not codependent to the point that we just let people treat us however they want to treat us because we want to have a whole bunch of friends. That's not what we do. All right. Like and subscribe to this channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.